Hey there. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good day, whatever time it is, whatever day it is where you're at. Welcome to the Self-Love Experience. Today we're going to talk about adrenal fatigue and what you can do about it with Dr. Erin Kinney. And I see that she is here, and we are going to approve and add her and wave to her and get her in here. Christy, hey. All right, we have Dr. Kinney joining us here in just a moment. Just waiting for Facebook to do the adding, and then we will get on to this particular Facebook Live. And sometimes Facebook takes a bit to add people, and I see it. It is saying that it's adding you, Erin. And yes, so sometimes it takes a bit. Um, I've had these challenges before, but we've persisted and always gotten the people on.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Erin Kinney. Really,
How's it
really lovely
going?
to have you here. You know, it's
Good.
really
Sorry,
amazing.
my phone holder just had a malfunction, so I'm looking for something to put my phone on.
You know, I actually have mine on a stack of books, and then I have smaller books at the top, and then the two top ones pushed back. But I also have one of those lovely little things on the back that you can put your finger through.
Yes,
It's like
I
a
do too.
ring.
And I have this great little holder, but it just broke and I couldn't fix it.
Oh,
All right. So, how's it going?
yes. It's going amazing. I had a conversation with a potential client, and she says yes. And so now, oh, you're totally
Oh,
upside down.
I can't go upside down. Oh,
You can't go upside down.
sorry about that.
Oh, totally cool. I know sometimes I put the camera in the wrong spot, so I'm like looking down
Well,
here
yeah, that's
while
why
you're talking.
I'm looking at the wrong side.
Right, yeah, because my camera is up over here, so I can actually
Yeah.
look at you and look at the camera.
Yeah.
I'm figuring these things out as we go along. I mean, 232 days.
Yeah, you're the
I should be an
expert on this,
expert at
right?
this. I don't
Yeah,
know if I'm an expert. Facebook's always changing things, and
they
you
are.
know, we learn things as we need them. So yeah, but it's yeah. I actually just talked with a potential client who said yes, and she's just figuring out her finances. So excited about that.
Oh, that's
Uh,
great.
to just have a really relaxed conversation with somebody to just explore what they're doing. It was
Yeah.
super awesome. Hi, hello, Christy Fox. I think she's saying hi to you as well, Dr. Kinney.
Hi, how's it
So,
going?
but yeah, so today's Facebook Live on the Self Love Experience. Ask, how do I love myself today? We're gonna talk with Dr. Erin Kinney about adrenal fatigue and how she helps people with that, because
Yeah.
it's tough to love yourself when you're totally exhausted. And Ellen has just joined us.
Hi,
Yay.
Ellen.
Yay. So good to have her here. Yeah, it's great to have you supporting and being on, Ellen. So, and I'd love to do a live with you as well. So we'll talk about that later. So let's talk about adrenal fatigue, what it is, and what we can do about it.
Yeah. So adrenal fatigue is basically when you've been fighting or you've been in fight or flight or what we call the stress response for a prolonged period of time. And your body's been kind of in go, 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 go mode, which a lot of us know pretty well. And over time, so when
Mm-hmm.
you're in that mode, your adrenals have to pump out certain hormones. And the biggest one they pump out is called cortisol. And that cortisol helps you deal with whatever stress you have coming your way, right? It helps you stay in fight or flight. It helps you get things done. It takes your pain away. It helps you get up in the morning. And so when you're constantly doing this and you're not rejuvenating and taking time for yourself, and I always explain it as like energy, and it's kind of like a bank account. If you're not replenishing your energy bank account, you're going to go into energy debt. And so adrenal fatigue is basically when you go into energy debt. So the analogy goes like this. Let's say that you need $100 worth of energy for any given day, to get through a day. You should deposit when you sleep at night. If you get a good 8 hours of sleep, you're depositing that $100 of energy money into your account, right? So the next day you've got $100 you can spend,
Hmm.
you can do your thing. Well, if you, let's say you only get 4 hours of sleep and you wake up and you still have a normal day, well, now you've only deposited $50 into your energy account, but you still need $100 in order to
Uh,
get through. So most of us, what do? We drink coffee, or we just kind of push through. We're like, oh no, I gotta stay awake. I can't I don't have time to sleep. So then, coffee or that pushing through action will allow you to take out a line of credit. So now we're $50 in the hole. So if we do the same thing the next night and we're burning the candle from both ends, and we don't get enough sleep and we do too many activities, we go into more and more debt. And many people understand this analogy because everyone knows what it's like to have a credit card and to have so when someone comes to start working with me, usually they have all kinds of symptoms. Maybe they've got aches and pains, they've got digestive tract issues, they're maybe having anxiety, depression, they're having trouble sleeping. And these are usually all, maybe they're having all of the above, they're usually all signs that they're so far in energy debt that the body can't produce enough cortisol to kind of put out those fires and to help things function regularly. It all kind of starts with starting to put energy back into that energy bank account, right? So, and sometimes that means saying no to things. Sometimes that means, taking time for yourself, taking a nap in the middle of the day, going to bed an hour earlier, not watching TV.
Love naps.
So there's a lot of different lifestyle tricks that I work with people on, teaching them so that they can start to repay some of that energy back.
And I wanted to say hi to Renee, who's joined us as well.
Hi,
Renee Pilgrim has hopped on. So yeah, really good to have you watching. And I know that you have limited amount of time because you have some young ones that need you as well.
Well, young ones
so do you
good.
have
My noodles were beeping.
Excellent. So we have noodles for dinner tonight.
Yes. Well, the kids are having noodles. Yes.
The kids are having noodles. Awesome. Gluten or gluten-free? I'm curious.
They are gluten-free. We are a gluten-free house.
Excellent. That's fantastic. I love to hear that. There's so many options nowadays that you can get gluten-free.
Yeah, and that's that diet is a big piece that I talk to people about. When you're in flight mode all the time, your blood flow goes to your extremities, right? So because you need to be able to run or fight. So all the blood flow leaves your internal organs, meaning you're not going to be digesting properly. So it makes it extra important to choose the right foods when you're stressed out. And so, and gluten is kind of a trigger for a lot of people for many different reasons. But one of the biggest is because it contains a lot of pesticides in most cases if it's not organic. And if you're constantly in fight or flight mode and your gut is already compromised, adding in more pesticides, not a great combination. So yeah, gluten can often be really beneficial when you're really fatigued and have adrenal issues.
So I'm curious if people I'm curious if people come to you that are actually bankrupt, that they've not just gone through all their lines of credit, but they actually have gone bankrupt in the adrenal fatigue. Yeah. So what do you do for people that have gone to that point?
So at that point, it's really a lot. And then when they're coming in like that, they're flatlined essentially. They cannot get out of bed. They're like at the end of like that chronic fatigue route, and it can take a while to get things back up and running. And it's a lot of rest and it's a lot of rebuilding. And in that case, it becomes I don't want to say, not that it's not always a medical issue, but when you're in the first stages of adrenal fatigue, there's definitely some lifestyle things that you can change, and you can kind of prevent yourself from getting there. And you might not have to do like take herbs and take supplements, but when you're at that very, very chronic fatigue bankrupt level, I use a lot of like adrenal glandulars that will help like reboot the adrenal system. And yeah, so it's pretty tough to come back from that. It's definitely possible, but it takes a little bit longer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely makes sense. I've been there. So
yeah.
I'm just curious. I wish you would have been in my life at that time. The nutritionist that I saw was not a good fit for me, and I ended up getting worse instead of getting better. So you need to do you quick have what people would look for in a practitioner if they know that they're that they've started down the credit line of adrenal fatigue and they want to get back, or even if they've gone to the place of being bankrupt in their energy bank, what should they look for in a practitioner to know that they're going to get somebody that's going to be helpful?
For someone that knows what it is and that actually admits that it's an issue. Because a lot of endocrinologists is where people usually end up going, because they're like, there must be something wrong with my thyroid. I'm so exhausted. There's got to be something really wrong. So people usually end up in the endocrinologist, and endocrinologists, they don't think adrenal fatigue is a real thing. They say, oh, your adrenals are fine. It's a thyroid problem. And then they'll run your thyroid and they'll say, oh, your thyroid's fine. So it's all in your head. You need an antidepressant. And that's the most common story that I hear. So the number one thing is look for a doctor who actually admits that adrenal fatigue is an issue, and who will either do some comprehensive testing for your adrenals, or or who's kind of familiar with herbal supplements and nutritional supplements, and who's familiar with that. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. How do people contact you? If somebody
Um,
sees this and they're like, I want to know more about
yeah, yeah.
Dr.
So
Dr.
you
Erin
can
Kinney.
my Facebook page, which
Oh,
is
you're breaking up.
can
Okay,
you
there we
hear
go.
me? Sorry. You can go to my Facebook page. We can post it in the links, or you can go to my
Yeah, let's do
website,
that.
which is www.kincare.com, KINNCARE.com. And
Okay.
yeah, I work with people all over the country, so they can call and schedule something, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were recently out here in San Diego doing a talk to the Navy SEALs wives.
I was, yeah, and
Yeah.
all of them have adrenal fatigue. They have severe stress. Um,
Yeah.
they undergo a lot of stress, and yeah, so it was really fun to be out in San Diego. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
and
be out
so
here
so
again in
with
a couple weeks.
woo, I'm so excited. I have some burlesque risks to go to if you want.
Oh, fun.
um, so along with, your, yeah, along um, with the Navy SEALs wives with that adrenal fatigue, they also have issues going on. And we talked about, we're gonna go ahead and have a conversation on Thursday at,
Yes.
let's see, it's 12:30. No, what time is it my time?
I think we said
I've got it here.
2:30,
Where's my calendar?
11:30.
Oh, there it is. It's 12:30 my time, so 12:30
Oh,
Pacific and 3:30 Eastern time.
perfect.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
12:30 Pacific. And the topic is 3 hidden reasons why your relationships could be stressing you out, and then I'll share 3 steps to removing those hidden stressors. So join us for that
That's
as
awesome.
well.
Yeah. Super
Hey,
excited.
Reg.
Realize how much your relationship with your significant other, how much that can affect you physiologically. We sometimes don't, we know it affects us emotionally. Like we can
Right.
feel that, but we sometimes don't understand that it can actually have a physical effect on your body. And so on
Absolutely.
Thursday, I'll go in and I can explain, how that happens. And yeah, then you can give us some of the tricks to to help
To
remove those
overcome
stress.
that.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, that'll be a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
before we leave, do you have 3 quick steps? Hey, Helen, good to see you here. 3 quick steps that you could share for somebody that's just in the beginning. They're just noticing that they're tired. What would 3
Yeah.
steps that you would have them do?
Well, so the first thing would be to rest whenever you can. So, and I get a lot of patients like, oh, I don't have time to take naps. I don't have time to sleep more. Well, you can build in, and even if you rest for 5 to 10 minutes a day, this will make a huge difference. Just, take a little tiny power nap. I have this high functioning, not my typical patient, but he's a male CEO. He runs like 3 different companies, and he has started doing a 7-minute power nap every day. And that was,
Nice.
I mean, he is scheduled out to the T. And he's like, well, I can fit in 7 minutes. And he's like, that has made such a difference in my energy. I come out of that power nap and I feel amazing. So it really doesn't have to be that long, just to go and just close your eyes. And if you're someone that meditates, that's great too. But just the simple get horizontal for at least 5 minutes a day in the middle of the day. And the second thing what am I doing? 3 things?
Yes.
Three little tips. Let's see what
So rest.
so yeah, the rest. And then the second thing that can really help is before you eat, to take 3 to 5 really deep breaths. So like I was sharing earlier, how when you're in fight or flight, you don't have any blood flow to your digestive tract. So you're not digesting properly. You're not turning, so you're not going to be absorbing your food properly, which ultimately sets you up for fatigue. So when you take 3 deep breaths, it actually helps to flip you out of fight or flight and back into that rest and digest. So before you eat, really important to take a few deep breaths so your body's like, okay, I'm going to get in this, eating mode. I'm going to get out of fight or flight. So then you can actually digest your food, absorb your food, which will ultimately help with your energy. And the third thing that I've been really big on lately is having some gratitude every day. And we can talk more on Thursday about how this actually impacts you. But I have a lot of my patients do this for all kinds of reasons, whether they're suffering from fatigue or not. But every morning, just write down several things that you're grateful for. And this just helps flip your mind into a positive mindset. And it has an impact on every single, on a cellular level, which again, we can go more into detail on Thursday, but we're affecting cells, we're going to affect the whole system. So
yeah, I didn't know if you knew, I'm actually a collaborating author in several best-selling books on gratitude.
Oh, I did not know that. That's so cool.
Yeah, gratitude is huge. It's a very big piece. Really, yeah. Jake and Bryony, Kate joined us, as well as David. Hi. Just joined us. So yeah, so thank you for those tips, and I look forward to talking with you again on Thursday. We'll do more on gratitude and why relationship stress affects you, and the 3 hidden things that that are affecting you, and how we can eliminate those, get those out, so you can have more fun in your relationships and more energy for your life.
Yes, it's awesome.
So one last question.
Yes.
How are you loving yourself today?
How am I loving myself today? Well, I went and got frozen yogurt with my girls, and normally they just get it, but today I was like, I'm gonna have some frozen yogurt, and I put some sprinkles on it, and it was great.
I love it. That's a fun way to love yourself. So I love myself by having a really relaxed conversation with a potential client, and actually turn that into someone that I can work with, and I'm really excited about being able to share my wisdom and magic with her.
Awesome.
You already got results just in our initial consult, which I'm not charging my consult fee right now. So take me up on that. I'll go ahead and stick my link in here, and we'll stick your link. So we'll have a couple of links for people to take action on after this. Awesome. And so they can love themselves by connecting with Dr. Erin Kinney or connecting with myself. And I'm Gwen Lepard, and it's so good to have you as my guest, Dr. Erin. And I look forward to our conversation on Thursday. Today's 232 days of 365 days of the self-love experience. It's just become habit now. I just do it. So I was really late the other day. It was like almost 9 o'clock my time when I got it a couple days ago. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I haven't done that yet. But it's good to share the space with you and your wisdom. And again, thank you so much. Thanks everybody that watched today. And if you missed part of it, go ahead and watch the replay and share how you're loving yourself. And if you like what we're saying, go ahead and share it with friends. If you have friends that have adrenal fatigue, send this on to them.
Awesome. All right, Gwen, have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, you too.
See you all on Thursday.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.